Hang on.
Casey.
I'm there. Hang on. Trying to figure out my volume.
Hey,
Oh,
look at you. I like that shirt. Very nice.
oh, that's the shirt. Yeah.
Hey, look at we almost match.
Almost. How you doing?
Good, good. How you doing? Got me a new haircut going on here. So
I need one.
I yeah, right. You've got
This is long for me.
could that would be very short for me. I'm very bald on the back.
No, that's my hair is usually very, very short.
Looks good. You look smart.
I got everybody fooled.
And that job walk was pretty cool, going on there checking out the water well. That's pretty nice. Yeah, it was all right. Got a hard hat out of it.
Did you?
Well, so did a couple other people.
Yeah.
But we did that little walk for the new park where this water irrigation's coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a good half day out of it. I had fun.
Nice. I go. I'm doing that on Thursday. We'll check it out.
Michael.
Yeah.
You'll get your hard hat then.
No. I got lots of them, so.
I'll bet. There's only 2 people on. People are quarter till.
Yeah. We got some time.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yes.
When can I make something about people that they don't like something? When do I say that? At the end of the meeting?
Yeah, when it comes to you, when it comes
at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, so I do a round table at the end of the meeting.
Okay.
You can bring it up and say, "Hey, Michael," or even you can do it then, or when Michael's doing his part, when he's done.
Right. Okay.
On his round table, you can bring it up to him and say, "Hey, I had this," and maybe you can look into it, or
okay, yeah,
whatever it might be. Or you can just wait for years and do the same.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I just wanted to know. I didn't know if I wanted to come in from items from the public consent calendar, regular business to. Well, wait. Declaration of conflicts of interest. You don't come in there, right? You come in at the end.
So declaration of conflict of interest is going to be
something, an agenda.
Say you owned a business and we're voting on something that affects your business, or something you're personally tied to, right?
Right.
So that would be a conflict of interest.
I understand now. Yeah. Okay,
and so then you'd remove yourself. You'd say, yeah, in tonight's meeting, I have a conflict of interest with number 9A, because that's my rental property.
There you go. Okay, I get it. All right, very good. Well, that's good. That's a good deal. Yeah.
So that's what declaration of conflicts of interest is. Consent calendar is just going over the last meeting and a couple things extra that might get tossed in there that are just everyday business. Nothing major. Public hearings are obviously ones open to the public. Regular business. Since we've been on Zoom, the regular business used to really be open to the public unless somebody was there to make a comment about it. But because we're on Zoom, it's harder for somebody to raise their hand because they're sitting in the meeting kind of thing. Right. So we kind of open that up a little bit, and the rest makes itself. When we get to number 13, that's where you would do your thing.
Right. Got it. Yeah.
From them. So when we get to you could say, hey, I've had people reached out to me and complained about A, B, C.
Got it. Hey, did you get twice of everything? I got my pack for this week. I got twice of everything. Did you get twice everything?
I have before, not this week.
Well, I just wondering why there was a reason for that or not. No big.
It happens.
Yeah.
So, hi, Chief.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Busy. I'm here.
Yeah, I hear that.
Hey, when do you think we're going to be able to get our meetings upstairs?
I have no idea.
I heard you've been trying, someone said.
I'd love for them to be back there.
Can we do a 6-foot thing in that room? No?
Not really. It's kind of hard.
Well, maybe after I get my shots.
Right. Hopefully soon we can do something like that.
All right, that's cool. Yeah.
I'm hoping. I don't like the computer ones because it's not as personable to me. It's just, I don't know, it seems awkward.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
there's always a delay when people are talking. So then you start to talk and then somebody else starts to talk and you kind of got to readjust. So yeah, I really dislike the Zoom meetings.
Yeah, like the Pledge of Allegiance. Boy, that thing is really going all over the place.
Got to do it. County Supervisor Condit, good evening.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, good evening. Happy to be here.
How you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, good.
Well.
Good. Family's all good? Everybody's good?
Oh yeah.
Good.
You staying busy?
Oh man, you know it. But we got some good news with the Golden Valley clinic out there is going to be having some vaccines coming up pretty soon. So that is positive.
Good, good. I appreciate that. Councilman Ball, good evening.
Good evening. How's everyone?
Good.
Those are nice pillows back there, dude. Are those Tempur-Pedic pillows?
I don't think so. My son is going to be moving out here soon, and my wife is terrified that my bed is in the background.
Gotcha.
If you play with it, you can actually get a fake background. The only thing is it kind of gets like white around the edges when you move sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, you got the fake background going on.
Yeah, all right. I call to order the Newman City Council regular meeting, February 23rd, 2021. City Council Chambers, 6:00 p.m., 9:30 Fresno Street. Notice this meeting will be held in accordance with Executive Order N29-20 issued by California Governor Gavin Newsom on March 17, 2020. The Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950, and the Federal Americans with Disability Act. This meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate in the meeting via video conference at https://zoom.us/j/99605009861, passcode of 121915, and via teleconference by calling 669-900-6833, meeting ID 996-0500-9861 with the passcode of 121915, and will be given the opportunity to provide public comments. Everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the invocation. I don't see Councilman McDonald here, so I'll go and do it. Dear Lord, bless this meeting tonight. Give us the wisdom and the mindset to make great decisions for the community and guide the city in the right direction. We all pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Roll call.
Councilmember Ball,
Yes, sir.
Councilmember McDonald, Councilmember Pimentel,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Candia, Mayor Graham.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Copy. 3 present, 2 absent. Are there any declarations of conflicts of interest for tonight? Seeing none, moving on. Item number 6, there's no ceremonial matters tonight. Are there any items from the public, non-agenda items? If anybody's logged on at this time and wants to make a comment, go ahead and raise your hand or type in the comments, and Carrie will be able to see that and let us know.
I am seeing no raised hands
Okay, move on.
and no chat notifications coming through.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 8, consent calendar. Waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approve approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the February 9th, 2021 meeting.
Move to approve.
We have a first. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0 with 2 absent. Item number 9, public hearings. A, adopt resolution 2021, next number, a resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
This is me. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Before you is a nuisance abatement of the 2 identified properties on the abatement list at 1151 Q Street and 1152 Q Street. Newman City Code 8.02.030 states that no responsible party shall commit nuisances of any kind on both properties, and both properties qualify as such. Photos of 1151 Q Street have been provided. As we can see, rubbish in the alleyway that needs to be removed immediately behind their fence line. The second property is 1152 Q Street. The backyard has become a nuisance over time as well. This property over the years has continuously gained rubbish and household items. They, since the time of the warning and the abatement, have cleaned up slowly, but it still does meet standards for a nuisance, and therefore we would like to move forward with this abatement. Appropriate notices have been sent to property owners, notifying them of tonight's public hearing. The abatement of said nuisances enhances the livability and community appearance of Newman. Therefore, staff recommends that the City Council conduct a hearing and adopt Resolution 2021, next number. If you have any questions, I can answer them.
Do we have any questions at this time? No. We'll go and open up to public for any comments. Again, if you would like to make a comment on this resolution, please go ahead and raise your hand or type in the chat and you'll be acknowledged.
Apologize, I was muted. I see no raised hands.
Okay, I'll bring
And
it
I
back.
don't, any chat notifications, sorry.
Okay, thank you. I'll bring it back to the council for action.
I'd like to report on nuisance abatement A9.
All right.
Make a motion.
Okay, so you got to read the whole thing, unfortunately. So you
I thought
got.
I did. Didn't I report a new, recommend, the analyst, do I read?
You go. I move to adopt and read the whole resolution.
I move to adopt the report on nuisance abatement resolution.
John, read the title on the front of the agenda.
Oh, I'm looking at the paperwork itself. Where is it now? I move to adopt resolution number 2120, the resolution declaring the existence of a public nuisance under ordinance number 95-4.
All right, we have a first. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have first and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0 with 2 absent.
Mayor,
Shame
Yeah.
on me.
just 1 second. Carrie, I believe Councilmember McDonald's trying to call in with the last 4 digits of 5687. Can you just clarify that his phone is unmuted?
It is unmuted.
Thank you very much.
Leroy,
Thank you very much. I'm here.
welcome, Councilman.
I'm just having trouble with my laptop. Please accept my apology, gentlemen.
No problem, no problem. Just to catch you up, we're on item number 10A. We're starting item number 10A, regular business. A report on Spring Farmers Market event at the Downtown Plaza.
Mayor, Councilman, this is mine as well. The Newman Chamber of Commerce has requested exclusive use of the downtown plaza, both east and west sides of the parking lot area for Friday nights in the month of May and June. The hours will be from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. To host the Spring Farmers Market. The downtown plaza will be used for both booth and vendor spaces. A map has been provided. If you turn the pages to the last page of where all the booth and events will go. This is also provided towards the county. There will be no alcohol at this event, and county willing and letting us have a DJ. We will either have a DJ or a small live music performance out there. The event organizers have made the following request. They would like exclusive rights, exclusive use, of the plaza. They would like to waive standards for downtown events in the area of the cleanup and deposit. The insurance reduced to $1 million, also naming the city as an additional insured, traffic and crowd control costs that are listed in the standards, and also the electrical and restroom fee waived. With that, I can answer any questions you guys may have.
Do we have any questions for Ally? Okay, I'll bring it back to the council for action. Or do I want, Carrie, do I want to open this up? I mean, it's a regular business, but do we want to open this up for the public?
That would be best, but I'm not seeing any hands.
Okay, well, I'll open up if the public, if anybody wants to comment, and if they do, go and raise your hand or chat. Nothing?
Haven't received any.
I'll bring it back to the council for action.
I move to report, move to approve
just
the
receiving.
report on the Spring Farmers Market event at Downtown Plaza. Is that the right terminology?
Yeah, you move to approve it, correct.
Sounded good to me.
We have a first, do we have a second?
I second.
We have a first and second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0 with one absent. Moving on to regular business, item 10B. Adopt resolution 2021, next number. A resolution accepting the bid and awarding a contract to Hensley Paving and General Engineering Incorporation for the Main Street roadway rehabilitation federal aid project number STPL-5172 and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Thank you, Mayor. This is Catherine. I'll be taking this item. The item before you is a transportation project funded with STPL funding. The major work consists of constructing 2,200 square feet of asphalt, concrete, pavement, dig outs and replacement, and then furnishing and applying a pavement crack seal and 62 tons of slurry seal, and then furnishing and applying the thermoplastic pavement markings. The project will be completed on Main Street. The 3 interior blocks. And we put this project out to bid. And we received 3 bids. They're listed in the staff report, and the low bid was Hensley Paving and General Engineering Inc. for $104,620. The city engineer reviewed all bids and determined that it was a responsive bid, and they recommend awarding the bid to Hensley's Paving and General Engineering Inc. We will do a notice to award, and you would be authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement on the behalf of the city of Newman. And I'll take any questions.
Do we have any questions for Catherine?
I have a question.
Sure.
Has this company done work for us before?
I believe they have. They're a very common contractor.
Okay.
And when we put these things out to bid, they may have never done a project for us before, but when they complete the bid documents and submit a valid, responsible bid, including everything, and they're a low bidder, we
Right.
generally recommend awarding to that low bidder. We will hold them accountable to the project requirements, and we retain a certain amount of money until the project is complete, and then we will bring it back to you and do a notice of completion, letting you know that the project is complete. And then once we have that notice of completion recorded, then we will release the retention funding. I believe it's 5% of the overall project cost. And then we know that we got everything they said they were going to do for the price that they said. And then we consider that project complete.
Okay, now, like Dryco, if I recall Dryco from the Bay, they come from the Bay Area, I thought. They were a pretty good company, but I guess low bid. I guess, well, always the lowest bidder doesn't mean they do the best work, but that's fine. You answered what I had to say. Thank you.
And we consider projects that the contractors have done in the past.
Right.
And so we trust that if they produced everything that we needed in a satisfactory manner and were low bidder, then we
Right.
would award at that.
Are they from the Bay? Are they from the Bay Area, or are they from Central Valley?
I want to say they're from Atwater, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. All right. Well, closer to home is even better. So yeah, okay, I'm good.
Catherine, when do you anticipate this being done?
It'll be done this spring. It's a little bit dependent on the weather. To do asphalt, you have to have a certain temperature for 24 hours. And so once we do a notice to award, and then we get all of our insurance documents and all the documents that we need in a signed agreement, then we give them a notice to proceed. And we expect that to occur probably in about 30 to 60 days. That is dependent on the weather, though.
Okay. Any other questions for Catherine? Not seeing none. We'll open up to the public for any comments. If you want to make a comment, raise your hand or type in the chat.
No raised hands or chat.
Okay, thank you. I'll bring it back to the council for action.
I move that we adopt the resolutions number 2021, resolution accepting the bid and award to contractor Hazley and paving for the Main Street road work, that we adopt that.
I'll second.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
First and second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0, 1 absent. All right. Regular business, item number 10C. Adopt resolution 2021, next number, a resolution accepting the bid and awarding a contract to Taylor Backhoe Services Incorporated, DBA TBS Contractors, for the Yellow Street Pedestrian Improvement, Federal Aid Project number CML-5172, apparent 029, and Fig Lane Pedestrian Improvement, Federal Aid Project number CML-5172, apparent 031, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one as well. The item before you is another transportation project. This one is funded through the Congestion, Mitigation, and Air Quality Grant, which is known as CMAQ. We get a little bit of funding and we generally use it for sidewalk projects. So this project consists of constructing approximately 815 linear feet of curb and gutter, 3,707 square feet of sidewalk, 15 driveways, 6 ADA curb ramps, and miscellaneous improvements on Yolo Street and Fig Lane in the city of Newman. We did advertise the bids and we opened them on February 11th. The city received 7 responsive bids at that time, and the apparent low bidder was Taylor Backhoe Service. After careful review of all the bids and the documents, Taylor Backhoe is a responsive bidder, and the city engineers did recommend awarding to Taylor Backhoe Service Inc., doing business as TBS contractors, for the amount of $319,000, $478.52. We did have one non-responsive bidder, and they did not produce the documents necessary to be considered for the project, and we did send them that notice. And I'll take any questions on this project.
Do we have any questions for Catherine? Seeing none, we'll go and open up to the public. If you'd like to make a comment, raise your hand or chat in the message.
No raised hands or comments.
All right. With that, we'll bring it back to council for action.
I will move to approve, adopt resolution 2021, a resolution accepting the bid, awarding a contract to Taylor Backhoe Service Incorporated, DBA TBS Contractors, the Yolo Street Pedestrian Improvements Federal Aid Project number CML 5172029 and Fig Lane Pedestrian Improvements Federal Aid Project number CML 5172-031, and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement.
We have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0 with 1 absent. Moving on.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 11, items from District 5 County, Stanislaus County Supervisor Condit. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Great being here tonight with you and the council. I do have some positive news. The county is partnering with Golden Valley Health Center and establishing a COVID-19 POD at their location in Newman. This is great progress. The site will begin distribution either Friday or early next week. I do want to thank Mayor Graham for his efforts in advocating for this site. I know I spoke with county staff about this frequently, and they definitely mentioned Mayor Graham reaching out. So I do want to thank him for this effort as a team effort. So, and this is positive. Also, we are currently vaccinating those that are in the 50+ demographic, as well as farm workers and educators. When they go to the POD, it is advised that they bring proof of residence and ID so that they're able to prove that they are in fact resident there. And at this morning's Board of Supervisors meeting, we did approve the receipt of approximately $9 million from the federal government and $11 million from the state to help residents with rent relief. And I know a portion of that will be allocated to the city of Newman to help those who are having struggles with rent. That is also very positive. Those who are eligible need to meet various requirements, but can receive help with rent, water, gas, electric, sewer, and internet payments. My office will be sending out an electronic copy of the presentation tomorrow to the council and my report. So I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any, but as always, it's a pleasure to join you all tonight.
Yes. So this is McDonald, Supervisor Condit. With that agreement with the Golden, the center, the medical center down there, do we have to make an appointment for that? Do you know?
I believe those will be appointments. That's just how Golden Valley has been operating up to this point. I will confirm that with our staff, and I will include that in my report to the council this week. But I do believe that Golden Valley Health Centers have been appointment only up to this point.
Okay. I think that basically the seniors have been waiting for that from what I've been hearing. And that has been very hard for them to get over to the Modesto area. I'm glad that we are able to get a spot here in Newman. And thank you so much, Mayor, for your due diligence in terms of, making sure that happens for our seniors, because they basically are very vulnerable, in terms of getting out these days, with everything going on. So thanks a lot, Supervisor.
Of course.
I echo that. I echo that. And I would like to thank the supervisor for advocating for us here on the west side, and the mayor for your work also on this.
Do we have any other questions for Supervisor Condit? I'd like to say thank you also. Thank you for helping get that organized for our community. I think it's important. As soon as we have information on more specifics, can we get that on our webpage, Michael, so we can get that out there? And then the same, whenever you have any information on the relief, if we can get that up and maybe get that out on our social media and also on our webpage, so people can access that and figure out what they need to do to obtain that. We appreciate the work, and we're glad to hear that there is some relief for those people that are going to be needing it, because it's quite important. So thank you again. Thank you for working with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Conant. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Moving on to item number 12, items from the city manager and staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, you're correct. Once we get some information on the rent reliefs in the meetings that are going to be held, luckily, we'll get that on social media, get that to the newspaper as well as our website. So we'll try to get the word out as much as possible. It's much needed relief in our community. And I believe some of that money can also be used towards like utility relief as well, if we ran up our utility bill. So I think there's some relief on both sides of that. So that's excellent. Again, thank the Supervisor Condit for his help with this and making sure that each city is getting a little bit of the money for that rental release. So that's a good thing, as well as the help on the POD. Very exciting. With that, Mayor, I'm just going to touch on it very briefly because I don't want to steal Catherine's thunder, but we did get our official letter of award for the Prop 1 grant, $6.4 million for the news project. That's the second grant we've gotten for the NCCA, which is the Newman Community Conservation Area. That's the second grant we've gotten now. So we're up over $7 million in grants, and that doesn't include some of the technical assistance we got. We're probably closing in on 7.5, almost $8 million worth of grants and assistance we've gotten out there on that project. So I know Catherine's worked really hard with that team. We have a really good team in place. Rick's Engineering, Darla Elrod, I believe her last name is. It's just, they're a great team. They really help us put a good foot forward on this. So very excited about that. So other than that, Mayor, I can answer any questions you may have.
I got two real quick. I don't know where we're at in our billing cycle for water and that, if they've gone out, if it's too late to get them in, but is there a way we can get a flyer, maybe even split it for the Golden Valley COVID-19 shots, and maybe even the relief, and telling them where to go look? I don't know what that cycle.
So I'll check with our utility clerk, see when they're out, and if we can't get it this time, we'll definitely get it next time.
Okay, perfect. And
but Allie's really good about getting it on social media.
Right. The thing is, a bunch of our elderly people don't go on social media, but they definitely look at their bills when they come. So the 6.4 million is exciting. That's great. Let's keep looking for that money to help us build this and build it nice and right. That's exciting. So I appreciate everybody's hard work and all that. That's very exciting.
I have a quick question for you, Mike. I know we last meeting we spoke briefly in reference to the swimming pool. Have we got anything that we can look forward to in terms of that? I know that the district was talking about at one point in time of taking the lead on that, but I still feel that we are obligated to do something in reference to that swimming pool. Even if we talked before about sitting down, trying to do a joint venture with the district. If we can get that back on the table, it will be great, because that's something that I think that residents, especially myself, who came down here and was promised a swimming pool, and I've been here 15 years now, and I think that residents basically need something, like a swimming pool here in the district. And I know you've been working very hard trying to get it there, but if we can put that back on the table, it would be great.
Yeah, Councilmember McDonald, we haven't taken it off. As we talk with our grant administrators and the people who award the grants, they're saying this fall is the appropriate grant project, this project period, an application period for us to submit a grant application for the pool. So we fully intend this fall to put up a strong application towards that project.
Great. I know that we at one point in time was doing a committee, for outreach and stuff in the community. If you need my assistance or input or help with that, just let me know, Michael.
Yeah, we'll probably do some design work again this summer, try to get the community involved, but we'll definitely let you know.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Perfect. And with that, I know there's some grants coming up, and we're meeting with some senators in that here shortly. So hopefully we'll try to push for some aid to help us out, and maybe they can help us out. I mean, everybody's fighting for the same money, so it makes it difficult, and we got to be able to win it. So we'll keep trying. I know that's something that's on my mind just the same as it's on yours. All right. With that, we'll go to Ally.
Mayor, council members, on my side, we have the farmers market that I touched subject over. We are still recruiting vendors, so anybody interested, whether it be produce, food, craft, or artisan or artist, we're accepting all. Now, we're not accepting a lot of the same items, but if anybody's interested, veer my way or towards State Farm to where the chamber operates from, and we can get them to fill out an application. On the recreation side, we are slowly preparing to possibly have moving nights and fit kids, depending on where we're at with county permittance and everything else. So hopefully we can look forward to that this summer. And on the code enforcement portion of it, I was reminded to remind the community of our watering days. Our code enforcement officer has seen an increase on watering on Mondays. So that is something he wanted to let you guys know and let the community know to be mindful of our watering. Other than that, I can answer any questions you guys may have.
Any questions for Ally? No? Looking forward to the farmer's market. Thank you, Ally.
Yeah.
Chief Richardson?
Evening, Mayor, council members. Just one quick announcement for tonight. The Newman Canine Association has decided to do a drive-through crab feed this year. They do have several raffle prizes that will be up. They are asking if you had tickets from last year that were not used, if you could turn them in for new tickets so they can get an accurate count of how much food, and the flyers and tickets should be available sometime this week. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Outstanding, thank you. Any questions for Chief?
We have an estimated date yet, Chief?
It's going to be May 8th.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Lou?
Evening, Mayor, council members. I didn't have anything in particular to report tonight, but if you have any questions of financial nature, I'll be glad to answer them for you.
Taxes still coming in good? We're still looking okay?
We're still looking fine. Everything's been tracking just great. In addition, with the COVID-19 money that we received, we're going to be fine this year. We're starting to put together the budget for next year, so it's really early on, but we're going to be getting reports and stuff out to our departments and start getting requests from them. Our plan again on that is to bring it to you either at the end of May or first meeting in June, so we can get that out of the way. But other than that, yeah, we're looking good. And looking at the financial market, I tend to look at like 5-year CDs for kind of a trend. We typically don't invest in those, but that's like my gauge for how well our investments would be doing. And over the last few months, I've been seeing those rates climbing back up. So as we get future investments they get called, we're going to have some good items that we can reinvest that money into. So we should be able to stay pretty consistent with our returns.
Outstanding, thank you. Any questions for Lou? Let's see, and then we'll move on. Catherine, I didn't forget you this week.
Yay, thank you. So I would just like to reiterate the wonderful news that we were funded for our Prop 1 Newman Environmental Wetland System, which is basically going to treat all of our stormwater, about 2,300 acre watershed. And that drains directly to the river. And so we're doing a really big thing here. And that's why we were funded, because this is a well-known and loved project by everyone that gets involved in it and reads about it. It's, you know, a really, it's an effort on behalf of so many people that are putting their all into it for us. And I want to thank all of you for giving us the ability to pursue these grants and sometimes spend a little money to try to get them, because they are successful when you put your all into it. And I just want to thank Michael for sharing his dream so we could get it built and get it funded. So April, oh my goodness, February 25th at 6 p.m. is workshop number 2 for the Nature Park community outreach. We've had a really popular participation, and so I'm really grateful for everybody that's been able to attend. We are going to be discussing some safety and beautification ideas with the community on this next meeting, and presenting kind of what the community's already come up with now, and kind of talk a little bit about what that site can handle, since we're putting some environmental projects out there. The park really needs to be designed around what the limitations are for the site, since it is has been delineated with some emergent wetlands and native grasslands, and the projects that we're putting in, which is the restored wetland and then the environmental wetland system to treat all the stormwater. And so there's certain things in the park that we just can't do, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And then we're really going to go into it and give you guys a presentation on March 9th, so we can get permission to submit this grant and see if we can get this part of that site funded. And I'm super hopeful. Everybody say their prayers for it. The tank site and well 10 project is coming along nicely. The third wall is up, and I even saw some roof beams now going up for the roof of the tank. It's really a messy site right now with a lot of underground trenches open, but they're installing all the conduit for the electrical. And we're starting to talk about training for our operators, so when we take the site over here in a couple months, we'll be prepared for that. So that's really exciting. We're developing new projects as we go for our transportation funding. These 2 projects will have been a long time coming. We've got several more on the books. I'll be bringing those to you here in the future. The guys are out there working hard, starting to mow the parks again. I'd like to remind everybody, as well as Allie, what Allie said is, even though the sun might be shining and the temperatures are rising a little bit, don't turn your sprinklers on full bore. Stick to the schedule, your watering days. You can find that on the social media sites and also the website, or just call down to Public Works and we'll tell you what your watering days are. And try to conserve, mow your lawn higher in the summer and lower in the winter. So that's all I got. I'll take any questions if anybody has them.
Any questions for Catherine? No, I'd just like to say again, thank you for your hard work on on this project. It's exciting. It's a big project. We're all kind of excited about see how it pans out and goes.
You're welcome.
Exciting news to see that we're moving forward quickly with it, and that's great. So I'd like to thank you on that.
You're welcome.
Chief Bowen? He's not on tonight. I don't see him. All right. We'll move on to item number 12.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there he is.
He's there.
He's waving.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I don't have too much to report. We did have the retirement of James Lagruda, so we're going to do a drive-by parade for him Sunday, February 28th at 2 p.m. So everyone's invited. Hope to see you there. or make a bunch of noise and just thank him again for his 35 years of service with the city of Newman. Other than that, I can answer any questions you guys might have.
No, send our thanks and congratulations to James. His 35 years is greatly appreciated. Big dedication to the
Will
city.
do.
Any questions for Chief Bone?
How's
he's
the
still-
remodel coming?
I apologize.
How's the
I couldn't
remodel
understand.
coming?
How's the
Oh,
remodel?
it's going great. It's going really great. So we've got the dorms up. We're still waiting on the contractor for the bathrooms to start. We're starting to prime the lobby area. So I hope maybe with this COVID stuff dying down, we'll be able to do some kind of open house and let everybody see it. But it's coming along well. I really have to thank all the firefighters that are putting in their extra time to get this project done. So I'm super excited and I can't wait for the community to see it.
Outstanding, thank you. Any other questions? Moving on to item number 12, item number 13, items from the city council members. Councilman Ball?
Yes, I would just like to thank Catherine and Michael for the tour of the new water tank that's under construction. It was, they took John and I out there last Thursday, very impressive. We also got a tour of the Newman Community Conservation Area Plan, and very ambitious, but again, very impressive. And I see great things ahead for those projects.
Outstanding.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Councilman McDonald?
Yes, just want to once again apologize. You guys had a hard time trying to get online. My wife, we used to have AT&T, but we went with Infinity now, and I have little problems trying to hook up. But anyway, in saying that, just want to thank staff, city staff, for their just hard work. Allie, you're doing just a wonderful job, sister. Hang in there, and we really appreciate your help. And Kathy, we can't say enough for you. And I know that, you're almost like a one-man show. Seem like you're just doing it all. And I know you have a wonderful staff there, but we really appreciate what you're doing. And I can't say enough for Michael and your staff. Just please keep up the work, and you're making us look really great here on the west side. And let's keep the people back east in prayer for what they're going through in terms of the snow and the bad weather back there. And that basically we've been pretty blessed here in the city of Newman, and just keep us in prayer.
Thank you, Councilman McDonald. Councilman Pimentel?
Yeah, I've had a few complaints for the past couple weeks about those green containers by Rite Aid. People are in there ripping all that stuff out. If they could just maybe weld some type of better hasps and locks on there, because it really looks bad, those green containers. So I don't know who can direct that, but they need to fix that problem because it really looks trashy. So
Sorry to interrupt. In response to that, our code enforcement officer actually this week has gone out to speak to Burger King in that area to address the situation.
Well, that's good. At least I could tell people that something's happening, because they want something done. It's just an eyesore. That's all. So I'm done. And COVID's still very important in city of Newman, so we all need to be careful. Everyone be healthy, and I guess we'll hook up in another 2 weeks.
All right. Pro Tem Kendia is not here, and I just like to thank everybody for their hard work. Again, to reiterate, that $6.4 million grant is huge, and excited to see that project go forward. And I appreciate all the hard work everybody's doing. Everybody stay healthy, and everybody have a good night. Move for adjournment.
I make a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You adjourn. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Night.